it is a misrepresentation to say the UN rapporteur has confirmed that the Namibian and the German governments have violated international law. If you go to the statement of the UN Special Rapporteurs, they have written to the governments, to the two governments, but I will be speaking for the government of Namibia. They let us say they have received information that the government of the Republic of Namibia, together of course with the government, has carried out these negotiations in a manner that would be tantamount to violating the international law. Now, that is the information that they have received. And they have then requested the government to make its response and confirm whether that was true. Now, if I go to the UN and say I am being mistreated by the Namibian government, and the UN writes to the Namibian government asking if it is true that I'm being mistreated, that does not mean that they are confirming that I am being mistreated. And the government will be replying to the UN rapporteur and state its position. The Ministry of International Relations and Cooperation is currently working on that reply. Now, during the press conference, there were now issues related to the negotiations, the process in the negotiations. As you know, there is a case by the traditional leaders concerned and the landless people's movement before the court. I will not be commenting on issues and matters that are subject to care. But there were allegations and insinuations that were made that the government does not highlight and underscore the importance of the genocide in the history of Namibia. This is devoid of the truth. For the information of the listeners and viewers, the Namibian government has commissioned a study through the University of Namibia about the history of Namibia. And it is not true that when government is talking about the history narratives, they only start at 1960 when SWAPO was formed. Currently, this publication is before the press, the printing press. And it has captured the history of Namibia as it is, including the genocide. When the president, the prime minister, and other government ministers talk about the struggle of the Namibian people, they start at a period of what we call early resistance, which of course includes the genocide, the struggle by the Namas and the Hereros against the Germans, the struggle by the Andongas against the Germans. And one cannot say that they only talk about the struggle of the liberation struggle. Again, an allegation was made that the Heroes Acre that has been built is just there, apart from the empty tombstones of now the heroes of the Nama and Herero War against the Germans. The rest are SWAPO members. And I would really want people to go and check their facts. That Heroes Acre is meant for the Namibian heroes. And as far as I'm concerned, it is not only SWAPO members that are the acre. The record speaks for themselves. We honor anyone who has participated in the liberation for the independence of Namibia under whatever banner. It so happens that the majority has been SWAPO. That is also indisputable historically. You would have SWAPO, you would have SWANU cadres that have fought. And history will remain as such and not to be distorted. So the Namibian government has adopted the motion that was introduced by the late Honorable Chief Mwako in Parliament. If the government did not care about genocide, it would not have taken up the motion after adoption by Parliament and pursued it to start the negotiations. With regard to the exclusion of the people that are affected, the communities includes many Ovaherero and Nama Namibians. They can speak for themselves, and I mean it includes many Ovahereros and many Namas.
Dr. Mushelenga, I'm sorry to just cut you in there. Dr. Mushelenga, apologies for just interjecting there, but we are running out of time. But there was a request that government was given 60 days to respond, but that was not the case. Why was that so? And will government respond, or are there channels that government will then take from here on?
I told you that the Ministry of International Relations and Cooperation is responding to the UN. You know, it is the ministry that deals with foreign correspondence between the government and other governments or international organizations. Rest assured, there will be a reply from the Namibian government.